We had 2 weeks to spend together to get to know each other, and they were most likely the best 2 weeks that I've ever had. We went for dinner and movies, and we went out, and there wasn't much that we didn't do.
Our love story is kind of like Hagrid and Madame Maxime from the Harry Potter novels, because they come from two different parts of the world to meet up, and they start by not knowing how to interact with each other and everything else, but then eventually get to be really close.
I most definitely did not expect to find love because of Harry Potter. I didn't think that it would bring me to the person that I was gonna be with and the person that I was gonna fall in love with and have a baby with. I didn't expect any of it.
So were we both happy it's a girl, or?
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
I mean, my accent's not from Birmingham, but that's definitely not from around here. Where are you from?
America, over stateside.
So a little bit different to Birmingham?
Yeah, just a little bit. We met on an online website dedicated to Harry Potter. We've been together for 2 years now. We are long distance dating, but we are expecting our first child together. You never think that someone 6,000 miles away can become the love of your life.
In the Harry Potter novels, character-wise, I think he's more like Hagrid. He's a friendly giant. He's happy and, you know, he's kind and he's sweet, he's loving.
The magic behind it all, the adventures behind it all, it just really creates a brilliant picture in your mind.
And your baby's head's really low, okay?
I think it surprised me how quickly my relationship with Beth grew, because we did originally start just as 2 fans of this group.
You all right, Beth?
Yeah.
Wasn't too bad?
No. We gradually started talking more and more about real life and our interests and things we've got in common.
We started Skyping like all day, long as we could see each other.
I think the longest call we actually sat on was like 60 some odd hours.
Well, and let me explain that. It wasn't 60 hours worth of talking. It was 60 hours of like the camera running and us doing things in our everyday lives.
Okay, guys, when you're ready to go, by all means, have a little walk and back whenever you kind of feel up to it, all right?
I think after a year of talking and video calls, I started to get really impatient. I really wanted to meet him.
We couldn't just keep going online. We needed to solidify and know that this is what we both wanted for the rest of our lives.
I'm just gonna have a little feel of that one, see if it works any different. Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely stronger, aren't they? That magic trip to Costa always worked.
It took a year of online before we finally put the money together, and I flew over to the UK and we met in Birmingham airport.
The first time I met him was probably one of the hardest things I'd done. I felt sick, I didn't want to go to the airport, and I almost told him not to come.
I didn't notice her at first.
Oh, Beth, I mean, don't take it like, don't be offensive.
Well, there's
or
a big glass wall, and then there's this big barrier. So I just followed the ramp and went outside or something. Yeah. And so I got a little bit up the ramp, and she said my name, and I like turned around, and then we had to go around the big barrier before we could even meet or anything.
The first hug was extremely awkward because I just didn't know what to do. I didn't know where to put myself.
Was it like a you know, have you seen the film Love Actually at the end, where she like runs
No, it
into
was nothing like
Oh
that.
man, you could have just lied to them, Beth, and be like, I ran into his arms and everyone was clapping in the airport.
It became a hell of a lot easier.
Definitely when we first hugged, really hugged, finally felt that they were there, it was a big sense of relief.
You guys just get cuter and cuter.
We had 2 weeks to spend together to get to know each other, and they were most likely the best 2 weeks that I've ever had. We went for dinner and movies, and we went out, and there wasn't much that we didn't do.
Our love story is kind of like Hagrid and Madame Maxime from the Harry Potter novels, because they come from two different parts of the world to meet up, and they start by not knowing how to interact with each other and everything else, but then eventually get to be really close. It wasn't until we stepped back into the airport, the place where we first met, that it set in that we're about to go back the distance.
I was just getting used to him being around. I was just getting used to silly things like sharing your bed with somebody. Everything that I'd gotten used to had just left. It was about 4, maybe 5 weeks after he left that I found out that I was pregnant, and yeah, that was huge. I told David the same day that I found out I was pregnant.
I want to say it's this big movie moment where I felt so happy and so proud and everything else, but the first 30 seconds to a couple minutes, it was just panic, like, oh, what are we gonna do? Like, this really happened. My first instinct was definitely to jump on a plane and come directly back.
That bath's a wonderful thing.
But due to legal reasons, we couldn't spend more than 6 months at a time in a 12-month period in another country, because I'm not a citizen and everything else. So I had to fight a lot of temptations to come right back and miss out on the entire pregnancy, because if I had come directly back, I would have missed the birth of our child, and I just couldn't do it. I had to be there for the birth.
I've definitely changed my mind on the epidural.
The first 2 weeks after we found out that I was pregnant, we did nothing but fight, because the tension started to kick in. You know, you found out that you've got a baby on the way and the other person's not there.
Good stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah. Got one there now? Yeah. Okay, just breathe then, sweetheart, just breathe.
There was never any question about whether me and Beth were gonna stay together. It was just a question of how we were gonna do it and when we all three were gonna be together.
That's your waters that have gone.
Is it too late for the epidural?
Beth, so you're fully dilated, my lovely. We're gonna have a baby.
Lord!
We're not gonna have an epidural, we're gonna have a baby, okay? Just listen to me 1 second. You are doing absolutely amazing. I'm so proud of you.
I went through the whole pregnancy by myself. Obviously, I had the support from my parents, and I had his emotional support.
So me and you are gonna work together now, and we're gonna meet this baby girl. Okay?
I know we don't take the place of David, and we wouldn't want to try and do that, but between us all, we've all tried to make sure that Beth has been, you know, supported.
Go with your body if you've got that pressure, Beth.
We had a lot of ups and downs, especially when there were trying times in the pregnancy. And it was hard. It was hard being across the world, having to hear that over the phone and worry about whether you were actually going to make it.
Is that my baby's heartbeat? Is she okay?
Just bear with me 1 second, lovely. Just breathe. Beth, on that next contraction, my lovely, when you get that feeling of pressure to push, I really need you to go with it, okay?
Give it all?
Yeah. Okay, sweetheart. Everything's happened very quickly. That's it, lovely. She's getting as tired as you are now. Okay?
The second time we did see each other, there had been a lot of changes, because now I've got a bump. I'm 8 months pregnant with his child.
It was a really incredible feeling. The first time I got to feel the bump, feel where the baby was, and realize how proud I was of her and how long she had done this without me, and how proud I am of her of everything that she accomplished while I was on the other side of the world.
Just listen, just breathe. Okay, so when you get that breath, you need to really push, okay?
Can you see her head?
Yes.
You can?
Yes.
See? I said she's right there, love.
But you need to, it's really important that you stay focused.
Going through all of this by myself was extremely hard, but I don't think it would have been as hard as going through labour by myself. If he hadn't been here, if he wasn't here for the labour, I don't think I'd be able to do it.
I have wanted to be a dad for a long time. I definitely never imagined it taking this kind of turn.
And we're all here for you. I know it's stinging, but you're going to stay with it because we're going to meet her, okay? Okay, Beth, more than that, sweetheart. And again, my lovely. Keep going. Oh my God, Beth, that's amazing.
You can do it, babe.
Hi, happy birthday.
Did I do it?
Yeah, you're good, babe.
You've done it, darling, you've done it.
Oh, I know.
I do believe that there is at least a little bit of magic in our relationship, the way it came to be, the way it is now.
You did it.
And I'm absolutely looking forward to introducing the baby to Harry Potter.
I'm the baby.
It's the love for that that brought me and David together.